Picture this in the shadowed halls of Washington in the early 90s. U.S. diplomats sit across a gleaming table from Japanese officials. The room is tense, words flow but meanings drift. What feels like nods and agreement suddenly morph into strategic delays. Why? Because here, negotiation isn't just about what's said, it's about what's unsaid. This tangled dance of culture and communication is the battlefield Raymond Cohen explores, showing us how differently the world plays the negotiation game. Understanding how different cultures communicate is the secret sauce in global deals. It's not just what's spoken, it's what's left in the silence that counts. During NAFTA negotiations, Cohen highlights how U.S. negotiators laid out clear terms, deadlines, and deals on the table, everything up front. Meanwhile, Japanese delegates favored reading the room, gauging relationships before committing. The U.S. saw delays as evasiveness, the Japanese saw directness as pushiness. This classic low versus high context misunderstanding nearly derailed talks. Think of low-context communication as a bright LED flashlight, spotlighting every detail explicitly. High context is like candlelight soft, casting shadows, leaving much to interpretation. This isn't just poetry, it's how entire negotiation strategies form. When you can't see what's in the shadows, you miss the real game. Once diplomats grasped these implicit cues, like pauses, indirect refusals, or respectful silences, the negotiation dynamic flipped. What looked like stalling was careful consideration. This awareness didn't just smooth talks, it accelerated agreements and forged deeper trust, proving culture isn't an obstacle but a powerful tool. Every culture brings its own rhythm to negotiation. What works in Egypt won't fly in China or Mexico, and Cohen's stories reveal why you can't just wing it. In Cairo, Cohen tells how U.S. envoys frustrated their Egyptian counterparts by rushing straight to contracts. Egyptians expected tea, stories, and trust building before any deal. Selling something felt almost disrespectful without personal bonds. Early impatience stalled talks until Americans learned to slow down and engage amid the cafe chatter. When dealing with China, Cohen illustrates a complex interplay. Negotiators weave ancient Confucian values emphasizing hierarchy and face. One false move, like open disagreement, doesn't just hurt feelings, it could unravel entire deals. Here, negotiation is less about blunt facts and more about harmony and saved dignity. Mexico surprises many with its fluid negotiation style. Cohen recalls how American businesses struggled with the blend of formal meetings and casual socials, where offhand jokes and family references are as vital as signed papers. Ignoring these cues risks missing the real deal behind the banter. After decades unraveling cultural puzzles, Cohen distills hard-earned wisdom into 10 clear rules. These aren't generic platitudes, they're survival gear for your next cross-cultural showdown. One standout lesson from Cohen's work is the preparation depth needed. When American diplomats faced the Okinawa-based negotiations, understanding Japanese respect for hierarchy and indirect communication meant researching cultural norms, history, and preferred rituals, not just trade data. This prep made the difference between stalemate and agreement. Effective negotiators become expert listeners of silence and tone. Cohen emphasizes spotting pauses, body language, and vague answers, often more truthful than spoken words. Like tuning a radio to catch hidden static, mastering this lets you hear the undercurrents driving negotiations. Finally, Cohen likens flexible negotiators to chameleons, capable of shifting approaches to fit cultural climates. Whether it means softening your tone, avoiding direct confrontation, or embracing rituals unusual to you, this adaptability transforms friction into partnership and contracts into lasting friendships. Remember that tense Washington room from the start? That frustration melted once diplomats flipped their lens, less about winning on words, more about tuning into culture's silent signals. So next time you face a tricky negotiation, try this: pause longer, watch without interrupting, and ask yourself what's not being said. That's where real deals begin. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.